Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Carly Simenauer, and I'm the founder and CEO of Strapt, where we're building a vending-based marketing platform that leverages user sampling to drive brand engagement. But before I tell you what all that means, let me introduce myself and share with you a little bit about my background. Again, my name's Carly, and I'm based here in Atlanta, where I came down originally to get my undergrad at Emory University, where I graduated with my business degree in 2015. From there, I immediately went into consulting. I spent 3 years in IBM's global cognitive care practice. But in working for one of the largest corporations in the world, I ultimately realized that I needed to be in a space that allowed for more creativity and really the opportunity to have more of an impact through the work that I was doing. And so in 2018, I went back to school at Georgia Tech to start my degree in industrial design. And that was where the idea for Strapt really got started. So it all started in a Georgia Tech restroom when I needed a period product. And this exact dispenser was supposed to be my saving grace. Well, spoiler alert, it did not work, which was a pretty big issue. And it hit me. I'm standing here at the Georgia Institute of Technology, and this is what I was looking at. But the bigger issue here is that this dispenser is not an anomaly by any means, because traditional tampon dispensers are across the board absolute garbage. If they're even available, they don't work. If they work, they're not stocked. If they're stocked, it's with crappy products. And if by some miracle you find yourself a working dispenser stuffed with diamond-crusted tampons, tell me, when is the last time you had a quarter on you? And the reason that they've become obsolete to this point is because they were built for very specific products that women used decades ago. They're also difficult for facilities to maintain. And because a lot of facilities have just stopped maintaining them, women have grown to distrust these things, and very reasonably so. So that's where Strapt comes in. We have created a completely contactless, completely cashless IoT dispenser and application that have the flexibility to offer a variety of free personal products that women need and love most. Our dispensers are completely maintained by Strapt. They're battery operated, and they can connect to the internet independently. So facilities don't even have to worry about rerouting electricity or working us into their IT infrastructure in order to offer these dispensers. And because these dispensers are connected, we can tell when they're low on product or low on battery and proactively restock or recharge them. And finally, Strapt is different in how we package our products. We dispense boxes, which allows us to, yes, still vend tampons, but also to vend a variety of products that fit our various size boxes, whether that be tampons or condoms or chapstick, hair ties, what have you. And because we don't require brands to package their products a certain way at the manufacturing level, more brands can participate. The up and coming brands, the subscription brands, the impact brands that women are gravitating towards can now get into restroom dispensers, whereas they weren't able to before without significant modifications on their end. So here's how it works at the user level. First, the user scans a QR code on the front of our dispenser, which pulls up, if they're not already in it, our web application. And while we do have a mobile app, the user is not required to download anything in order to use our dispensers. The user then selects the product that they'd like to vend. And at this point, if they haven't already authenticated, they'll be directed to authenticate through one of the standard login methods. Once they've vended, they'll meet their product back at the dispenser. It's really that simple. And we're having the user engage and authenticate in this way because what further separates Strapt is actually our business model. We're leveraging product sampling not only to distribute free product, but to drive brand engagement. And our users are able to vend for free because our revenue is actually generated by our brands who pay Strapt to reserve dispenser space. And in return, we funnel our users with relevant coupon codes and other promotional content back to our brands, who also walk away with very targeted email lists. So essentially, we're offering a new and frictionless way for users to get the products that they need for free while at the same time connecting with new brands and driving those brand sales through user conversions and actionable consumer data. And we're doing it this way because user sampling, it's not only exciting for users, it's actually a really effective way for brands to drive conversions over a longer period of time. In fact, user sampling lends itself to conversion rates 10 times that of digital click-throughs alone. And while the numbers do vary based on product, if we look at Birchbox, for example, they see 50% of their users go on to purchase full size from the samples that they've just tested. Blade is another really great example. When they started putting samples in Walmart bags, they saw their sales increase by 83% in the first week alone. So we know user sampling works and much better than digital advertising alone, but until now, brands really just haven't relied on it nearly as much because there hasn't been a great way to do it. And so by implementing this business model, we're able to deliver real value to our brands as well as our hosts and our users. So to sum it up for our brands, we're offering really easy access into restrooms across the country and the opportunity to meet users exactly where and when they're having the need for these products. For our hosts, we're offering a zero effort, risk-free amenity to improve their customer experience. And for our users, well, we're offering access to free high quality hygiene products. And who doesn't want that? Because people typically otherwise spend a lot of money on these products. The market opportunity for beauty and personal care is huge at almost $500 billion this past year, with the feminine hygiene market accounting for almost 40 billion of those dollars. And it's expected to grow to over 600 billion by 2025. But if you look at the market from a marketing and advertising standpoint, you'll see that the opportunity is actually even greater because CPG companies allocate by far the largest percent of their total company budgets to marketing, which is where we would be generating the bulk of our revenue from. So P&G, for example, spent $7.3 billion alone in 2020, and Unilever spent $1.4 billion. So there's a lot of money to be spent here, and these are the budgets that we're tapping into. As a new startup, we're growing quickly. Strapt isn't even 1 year old. We incorporated last May, and since then, we've designed, built, and launched several pilot studies under the sponsorship of Lola, which is one of the most popular organic feminine hygiene brands in the US. And even throughout COVID, we saw regular use of these pilot dispensers, and we got really valuable feedback that's allowing us to iterate on our design and, more importantly, the user experience so that these dispensers aren't just available to users, but so that they're really exciting for users to interact with. We've also recently raised $350K, and through that joined the Outlander team this January. And those funds have allowed us to build our team and manufacture this next round of dispensers, which we're currently building and plan to roll out in Q2 of this year. And in gearing up for that rollout, we've got a pipeline of 27 dispensers across 13 very high foot traffic facilities like schools, popular mixed use spaces, event venues, as well as 4 brand partnerships in the works. And while we're not currently raising capital, we are working fast and we'll be raising again in the fall. So I'm looking forward to connecting with some of you and getting to know you ahead of our fundraise. If you have any questions or you're interested in learning more, please feel free to visit our website or reach out to founders@straptvending.com. And with that, thank you all for listening, and I will hand the mic back over to Laura.